Whether it's in the Welsh valleys or further afield, received wisdom in this referendum is that the young are in favour of Remain, older people want out.
Hope you're hungry.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go.
She is now, she's seen the cake.
Exactly. Pat, would you like some cake?
Just a thin slice, please.
Thin slice.
In the Swansea Valley, we gathered 3 generations of the same family who appear to sum up those divisions.
I'm going to vote to stay in because I see myself having a better future in the EU. With the job security. And what about you, Mingy?
Oh, I'm definitely out. No doubt about it. I never had any doubt at all.
Really?
I didn't want to go in the first place.
Now, I know that the Remain campaign had a campaign during this referendum, which was persuade your granny onto your side. So here's your moment. Do you think you can?
I love my youngest granddaughter very much, but she will not persuade me.
No,
I have
pretty
absolutely,
stubborn.
I've had no doubt right from the start. Out, let's be our own bosses, and let's regain our dignity. We're being taken over, and we're being told what to do by people we haven't elected. And I've said it time and time again. I don't agree with that at all.
I see myself having a better future in Europe. Like, you know, you look at things like workers' rights. And, you know, like immigration, free movement as well, because I mean, you look at the way things are now, it's pretty likely that I might have to move into Europe to work myself. One day, and it's going to be a pain if I have to apply for a visa with every border I cross. So I think for me and my future, it's better to stay in, and it's my generation that has to deal with the fallout if we go. So please think of me. Stay in.
I think of you all the time, Charlotte.
Do you know how you're going to vote?
I'm still undecided. I'm hoping that somebody's going to say something and I'm going to lean one particular way.
Go on, Charlotte, have a go.
It's me that's got to pick up the pieces eventually. Like, no offence to you guys, but like...
Because you're younger.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be me and my children that have to clean up that
you
mess,
are the
if it is
future.
a mess. We're not part of the EU anymore, so we'll just be on the island by ourselves, drowning, saying... help us, and the EU's going to go, well, no, you're not a problem anymore.
Are most of your friends of your age group, do you talk about it? Are they voting to Remain?
Yeah, well, the ones that are voting to Remain.
But lots aren't.
Yeah, well, that's the thing as well. See, a lot of young people aren't interested in things like that anymore.
Back in the Swansea Valley, it's too late to change Charlotte's granny's mind. Pat's vote for out is in the post.
Don't.
Thank you. But would Charlotte and her Remain-supporting husband have more luck in their local, a traditional mining pub, where many, but not all, disagree with them, some in Welsh?
Have you already voted?
I do.
And what have you voted?
Matt.
Does that mean leave or remain?
Out.
You're getting out.
Celebrate good times, come on. I think Cameron, when he did his so-called deal with the EU, gained nothing whatsoever. And if we vote to remain now, they'll just screw us and... Are you allowed to say screw?
Yes, we are a small island. In fact, a small group of islands. But I would challenge anyone to come up with a country with a prouder history, with a bigger heart, with a greater resilience. As I said, this is a country that cleared the European continent of fascism, that took slavery off the high seas. We're a country that's invented many of the things that are most worthwhile, everything from the Industrial Revolution to the television to the World Wide Web. Our music delights and amuses millions. The Beatles, Elgar, and slightly less congruously One Direction have conquered the world. We've invented most of the sports that the world most likes playing. But as I said earlier, if I go on too long about our literature, our art, our philosophy, our contribution, including, of course, the world's language, if I start talking about this blessed plot, this septadile, this England, I might have to put it to music, so I think I'll leave it there.
When we ruled ourselves, we were all using outside toilets, like, you know what I mean? It's like as if we were like sort of in third world. I mean, now, Christ, it's the best. It's so bloody good. Everyone wants to come here. That's how good Britain is, and it's only good because of Europe.
Right.
I'm voting in now, but like I don't care about immigration.
Could Yarrick and Charlotte persuade the older punters?
Do it! Do it!
I'm going to vote out. It's not about racism as such, but as for the people that are coming in, we just simply can't afford to accommodate them.
Well, why do you think it is that your views don't chime at all with most of the people here?
I don't know. I think it's because I care about different things to the people in here. They are focusing on immigration, politics, that sort of thing, our own sovereignty, etc.
This issue of sovereignty, because I think for a lot of people they were looking to see, where does the power ultimately lie to make our laws? And sovereignty is about who has precedence in terms of the law. And the agreement that was reached, and I hate to sound technical about this, but the agreement that was reached on so-called ever closer union was an agreement between the heads of government. That does not outweigh treaty. The European Court of Justice will ultimately look at treaty and say that is what actually will make it happen.
I care about like our scientific institutions, farming practices, etc., etc.
Well, joining me now is Angus Dalgleish, Professor of Oncology at St George's Hospital in London, who thinks British science is better off out of the EU. First of all, Professor Dalgleish, scientists in the EU greatly increased the level of EU science as a whole. Isn't that true? It's axiomatic?
I can't disagree with that. They probably do, but we don't need to be in the European Union for that to be the case.
At Cirencester Agricultural Market, barbs about Brussels are traded almost as often as the livestock.
Farmers I've spoken to have said to me that they want to be out of Brussels, they don't like Brussels. It's like being back at school with a headmaster telling you, you cannot do this and you cannot do that. Why can't we just have it a lot simpler and just run farm and let farmers run the farms?
I think the EU helps that.
Yeah, definitely.
You had a go at persuading them. How do you think it worked?
There aren't enough pints that I could buy them.
Mine's made up like your gran.
Yeah. So no, it's just that I think it's just an age thing, and most of these are set in their ways as well. They come from a small Welsh mining village, and they know what they know, and they're not ready to change their minds, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.